Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to an Alliance War showcase of probably one of my best favorite champions, that is going to be Ironheart. Now the way this video is going to work, I'm not going to showcase any section 1 videos. I'm going to just jump into section 2 and go all the way to the boss island in order. So I'm going to start with node 22, 24, 30, 31, 41, 43 and right up till 49 with different defenders. So this first one is a node 22 that is against a dust, and now with this node used to be before unblockable, will steady build up unblockable, but now it's steady build up fury, special burst trauma and daunting taunting. So if you use the same special attack twice in a row, you get a trauma on you that kind of reduces your physical vulnerability, but that's okay. You don't need to really worry about it. You can just simply parry the opponent or wait on the block and you are able to like withstand the hits. The defender also gets a fury once you get 3 debuffs on you, but that does not hit really hard at all. I would think a defender like Nick Fury or any defender that like really benefits from the fury would work better here, but yeah, for me it was a dust, so it was a very simple fight. I was just trying to push dust to an SP2 when she evade that out, and then that is much easier to evade and she can dump a lot of power in that, and the incinerates are there to remove the dust charges. So all in all, pretty comfortable fight, starting off with ending up with an SP2. So really cool takedown from Ironheart. Ironheart has been like the MVP for me this season. Now moving up to the next one, this is going to be the same node, but this time around is going to be a Count Nefaria. Now he can be pretty annoying here because of all the debuffs he applies on you, and he can get the fury. So the deal here is you just have to push him to an SP2 because that works in your favor. It's much easier to evade, and I like throwing out my SP1 spot the spam just to build up some of those incinerate or ruptures before I throw my SP2 out. But the important part here, if you're going against Count Nefaria, you have to activate your repulsal pre-fight so you can apply those ruptures instead of those incinerates. Otherwise that just builds up his energy damage and he hits like a truck later. So SP2, just block the first ray and then you can easily just dash back and outspace the remaining of the SP2, and with simple SP1 and SP2 rotation you are able to bring down kind of like to block until they throw a heavy attack. So it's much easier for me to retaliate or parry when he has 1 bar of power. Otherwise, if you start throwing that SP1, you start giving him that energy and he gets a little annoying to deal with. Now the next 2 fights are my favorite ones. They are on node number 30. The nodes here are going to be Combat Deja Vu Disintegration. So whenever you will land the same type of basic attack twice in a row, you are inflicted with the 30% potency of disintegration debuff. And there's also Cold Turkey, so if you are going to purify or cleanse the debuff off of you, you will take burst damage of degeneration equal to 40% of the defender's attack. And finally there is Safeguard, so the defender cannot lose more than 1% HP from any source while being struck or blocking the hits. Now first we're going to take down a Dazzler here, and then the next one is going to be an Zola. So the first time I took this fight, it was against a Dazzler, against TCN. Made a bit of a mistake here. I think I was not using my alternate combos and took a lot of disintegration damage. So this time around I made sure that I used medium, light, medium and then parry and heavy, and kept Dazzler to an SP1 to make the fight a bit easier to manage, and worked out really well. All of those incinerates like really stacked up and they melted away Dazzler quite quickly in the end. Now I did the same fight against Newen with Zola. Now this fight is a bit annoying. So what I did, I started with an SP1 and started with the Dex that gave me 2 of those incinerates on him, and then waited out for his heavy attack, then a medium, light, medium that made 4 incinerates into an SP1. So before I knew it, I have 5 incinerates. Now I had 5 incinerates, tracking is up there, so now I can parry his non-contacts. I don't need to worry about it. Now the whole thing was to use parry, heavy, and then next time parry again and use medium, light, medium, and then parry and heavy again. So just alternate between medium, light, medium combo and the heavy. Once I use the heavy here, you are able to remove those Wi-Fi charges on him and you don't go to sleep, and then slowly the SP1s, because of safeguard, will easily melt away Arnim Zola. Now this fight, when you look at it, looks difficult because the disintegration damage from Arnim Zola, it's also crazy. And also with the node, if you use the same basic attack twice in a row, that disintegration damage is also quite a bit. But if you alternate cook combos and you use heavy after that, or use a special attack, you never get any kind of disintegration on you, and you are able to take out quite comfortably Arnim Zola. And then I think Ironheart is one of the best counters for Arnim Zola, because he takes a lot of damage from your damage over time effects, and the constant knockdowns are gonna help you keep those charges down, and also those power suppression helps you on the SP on the heavy attack. So all in all, a great champion against Arnim Zola. She is probably a go-to against any Arnim Zolas all over the map. Now moving on, there is node 31. This is the same old node where Dust used to create havoc, and still she does. That is node 31, and here it's going to be steady build up unblockable. So as soon as you get 3 of debuffs on you, you are going to get you are going to give a unblockable for the whole fight to Dust. There's also painful to treat, so every 10 seconds you are inflicted with a power sting for 10 seconds, and the only way you can remove that is for every 10 hits on your combo meter. And there is a permanent heal block debuff, so that also comes into effect. So it's like Ironheart is tailor-made again for Dust as a counter, because with every incinerate she can easily remove those dust charges, so you are never getting 3 debuffs on you. And for the special attacks, it's better to push Dust to an SP2, because SP1 does not give you enough of opportunity to attack back. So just wait out the SP2 here, and then you can go back in and attack. I am at 46 hits on my combo meter, so I have an eye on that as well. So as soon as I get to 50, I can throw a special attack right there, and I can remove the power sting and do damage and take her out. Now imagine the same set of nodes, node number 31, and this time around we are going to be going against a Havok. Now with Havok, you have to start with a repulsive pre-fight to apply those ruptures instead of incinerates because of the energy damage, and it's the same way. He will get unstoppable much faster, so this fight is more you have to push him to an SP2 so you can get like a good opening. Otherwise this is going to be a slow fight where you have to find your openings and throw your specials when you can. I prefer throwing SP1s because all of those stack and they can be paused as well, and slowly can melt away Havok. Now if he gives you a freebie with a heavy attack, good, gives you an opportunity to go jump in and attack. I was unlucky there, I couldn't push him to an SP2, so but it is going to be a slow fight. Another heavy attack from him, and still he's going to be unblockable, and he's going to be unblockable till the end of this whole fight, so I have to play like really slow and carefully. I got hit, but good, I was using indestructible charges, so not to worry about that. I have an armor up as well, so I don't need to worry about the plasma blast for him, but then every now and then I will throw like a 5-hit combo, and on the 4th light attack or the 3rd light attack I usually get another armor up, so that helps me out. And together with the big SP2s and also the strikers, I am able to push Havok to SP2 as well. The SP2 gives me more of an opportunity to attack him, and wherever I can throw an SP1 and out, I do that. Although I would suggest for next time around, if you're going to attempt this fight, start with your tech boost as well, so because it will help you cycle your special 2s or special 1s faster. Even after the nerves, they work really well, because there's a lot of damage that Ironheart does on her special attacks, especially on SP2. So yeah, just a slow fight to try to take him out. He does go unblockable, but the other kit of Ironheart is really helpful, and also Ironheart blocks the unblockable special from mutants. That goes for your advantage. Now next up we have a node number 41. That is going to be Scared Stiff, Power Focus 2 and Bubble Shield. And especially with the Onslaught is a lot to deal with, because there is so many attacks on his SP1. So it is better to push him to an SP2, but the Bubble Shield can be really annoying, and when you try to escape, the root will hold you into place because of scared stiff. So Ironheart works in a way you start with the pre-fight active, so you can apply ruptures instead of incinerates. And once you have your tracking up, it literally turns off bubble shield, so you don't need to worry about bubble shield there. And with the scared stiff, you can use your block, wait for him to throw a heavy attack, and then you can use your special attack. So every now and then you will get that opportunity. Save up your striker for if you really get rooted, so you can use that to waste the time. So right there, I'm still rooted in the back, dash back, and parry. Again, he will throw an SP2. I will just block it out. No need for me to go fancy and try to evade that. I can easily block it out, so nothing to worry there. And just like that, before you know it, such a big tanky Onslaught is taken out by Ironheart. She is just amazing, especially on the new map and the tactics. She does so much. And before we jump on to the final one, this is going to be a Note 43 Havok. So the note here is going to be Hazard Shift with Incinerate and Shock. There's also Emphatic Lock. So for the first 8 seconds of the whole fight, there is going to be a fate seal on me, so I just have to play around, and every 2 seconds the defender will keep gaining prowess and it will be removed when I attack him. So it's just a matter of jumping around. And then there's also Incinerate and also Shock cycle, so I have to only hit during the Incinerate because Ironheart is Incinerate immune. And just a very simple fight if you play it right. Again, the immunities come into play, the pre-fight comes into play with applying those ruptures, and on top of that the tracking really helps out. And if he throws an unblockable special, you can always block that out once you have a tracking up, because that is one of the ability while the tracking is activated. Just build up your ruptures and a big SP2 in the end, and just like that he's down to 22% SP2. And here we are, because I am because he's in shock phase, so I am just waiting for the incinerate phase to start, and so I can attack him. So yeah, this was node number 43, and I was able to take out Havok quite easily in the end. So Ironheart is just crazy amazing. And finally, we are going to have Onslaught on 49. I've taken this fight at least 4 times this season, and every single time it's the same thing, like, okay, can I get him down? So many rank 4 Onslaughts here, but Ironheart works like a charm. So what you need to take care here is about a couple of things that you need to take care. One, that there is stunning reflection that can be removed by either poison or incinerate, but you can't remove that because you're starting with your repulsor pre-fight, so you can only apply ruptures, because Onslaught, you cannot use energy damage against him. Secondly is every 6 seconds, if you don't land a hit on Onslaught, there is a bruised force degen that's applied on you, and that degen is like really potent, kills you off very quick. So the name of the game here is to just keep holding your block, let him throw a heavy attack, and use your SP1s to build up those ruptures, and you will only gain power with polka dot. So you have to like really milk it out and slowly build up to an SP2 and just block the special 2s, and Ironheart works really well. Thanks for watching, guys, the Ironheart Showcase.